Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode in my Football Manager series. This is episode number 113, and today we are returning with a big doubleheader with our Lions as we take on Arsenal in the FA Cup 5th round then, and then take on Paris Saint-Germain in the first leg of the Champions League first knockout round as well. Before we play the game today, see how we'll be getting on off camera. And of course, in the last episode, you saw our 3-0 victory in the second leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final over Liverpool to make it through to the final, where of course we'll face Chelsea in tomorrow afternoon's episode at Wembley in a repeat of the final, where we won our first ever piece of silverware 3 years ago. And then of course our surprising 2-1 win against Manchester City at the Den in the FA Cup 4th round, of course sets up the FA Cup 5th round tie in the first game of today's episode. Played 3 games off camera, and as you can see, the win streak was extended with 3 wins out of 3. It's now 21 wins in all competitions, the best run of the series by quite some distance, and one of the best runs I've ever had in any FM save ever. We started with a 1-0 victory at home to the Foxes in the Premier League at the Den, where Julian Benker continues a great goal scoring run with a penalty. Still yet to miss a penalty this season, Julian Benker, as he scored the only goal of the game there in a win, but not exactly a convincing win. But after that one, we took on Arsenal away at the Emirates Stadium, and this was a really good win there away against the Gunners. He won by 3-1. Once again, Julian Benker just on fire in this game. Scored his 38th and 39th goals of the season in all competitions. Took the lead 30 minutes in, he made it 1-0, and then after the restart, Luiz got a goal there, and one of his only goals this season in the Premier League. He's not had a great season for us, Luiz. Has had a couple of injury problems, but he made it 2-0. And doubled our lead. Then Benker got our third goal, latching onto a Betanin through ball to make it 3-0, 20 minutes before time. And we were coasting to victory at this point, playing so well. Before Robinson did stop him getting another clean sheet as he made it 3-1 there. And that's a shame as well, because Pekovic right now is just on fire. So many clean sheets this season, already a new personal best for him. Couldn't get one there. We still got the 3 points, so that was the most important thing. And a big win away against the Gunners. And our final game of camera was another win in the Premier League, 2-0 at home to Stoke City, where we sort of got away with this one, really. You know, we were playing well, we were creating chances, but just weren't taking them. And then with 19 minutes to go, we were still deadlocked at 0-0. We needed someone to step up. Benker wasn't doing it for us in this game. So Ricardo Betanin, he's had a really good debut season for us, made it 1-0, finally broke deadlock, getting onto a time and cross, chesting it, and then finishing at home. And then his stoppage time, Kabacki's cross, found Betanin in the far post as he bagged this brace. And whilst Benker had an off game, Betanin picked up the slack and ensured the winning run would continue. So 3 wins and 3 in the Premier League. As you can see, we are still top of the Premier League table, but City, I said in the last episode, they're not letting us go. If we're going to win this title, we're going to have to do it the hard way and win all of our games, because they will not slip up, we will not slip up. It's just been quite remarkable how both teams all season long have been lights out. 23 wins from 27 games ordinarily would put you top of the table. But right now, City are 5 points behind us. That just goes to show you how good both teams have been this season. It's been unbelievable. We knew it would be a 2-horse race for pretty much the entirety of the season, and that's exactly what it's been. Chelsea right now, 22 points behind us in 3rd place. They're not going to catch up in the final 11 games. It has been a 2-horse race for the duration of the season, and it will continue that way for the final 11 games as well. So win our final 11 games, we're Premier League champions. Easier said than done, but it's been an incredible season for both teams. And whoever wins it are going to be worthy winners. Let's just say that. But I'm quite nervous though, because obviously in the series, every single season we've had a bad spell of form at some point. And this season, in our 11th season, we're yet to have that. We've only had like one minor run this season where we didn't perform too well, and that was around November time. Here we are, where we had no wins in 3, we lost 2 and got a draw as well. That's been the worst patch of the season so far. Every other part of the season, we've been lights out. So I'm very worried at some point we're going to start to struggle, and I've got a really bad feeling it's going to start today. We've got 2 crucial games here, then Chelsea in the Carabao Cup final, and United away at Old Trafford as well. And don't forget, very soon afterwards, City at home in the Premier League, and then PSG away, and then Spurs away as well. I'm worried that this run here in February and March, it's going to be a tough one. And we're finally going to start to struggle after what has been a really good campaign. So yeah, that's pretty much what I want to show you, really. There's nothing really else to report. The transfer window has now closed. We were very close to making a signing, actually. Sorry about that, I just can't stop producing saliva for some reason. But anyway, on deadline day, we were very close to bringing back Mauri, the Italian defender, who of course we signed from Inter many years ago, spent 4 years with us. We then sold him to Sheffield Wednesday at the start of last year. He was relegated with the lads from Hillsborough, and he ended up coming back to London to join Fulham at Craven Cottage. Right now they're sat in 15th place in the Premier League table. He's had a pretty decent season, averaging a 6.83 rating at Craven Cottage. He's got a release clause for clubs in the Champions League of £20 million. I activated that on deadline day, and I was so close to bringing Mauri back, but the wages he wanted were far too high. He wouldn't settle for a wage decrease. He wanted an increase in his salary. I think the lowest I could get was like 85 grand a week before the agent was basically one step away from putting out negotiations, and he wanted a big sign-on fee of like £3 million as well. And I thought to myself, do you know what? It would be nice to bring him back, and again, £20 million is not a lot to pay for a player that was being part of this club for a while. He's got good determination. He's, he was consistent. He was consistently good in the 4 years we had him, and of course the injury to Daniel, we've now only got 3 first choice centre halves here, because Daniel's going to be out for pretty much the remainder of the season right now. We've only got the Czech, Ferencek and Allsop, but I thought to myself, it's not worth it right now. In the finance department, as you can see, we're decreasing in money every single month due to the expenditure in our wages right now in particular. So I thought it's not worth it. It's not worth, spending all of our money watching a bank balance get depleted completely. May as well just risk just having 3 centre backs right now. And what I could have done, like an idiot, and I totally forgot about this, is I could have recalled Cordoba from Espanyol, and I would have had my 4th choice centre back for us. But I totally forgot about it. So yeah, that would have been a waste of money signing Mauri, but it was stupid really not to recall Cordoba either. And now about the transfer window, we can't do that. Anyway, that's pretty much that. So the first game of today's episode is going to be against Arsenal here at the Den in the FA Cup 5th round. As you can see by my lineup, just like in the City game in the 4th round, I'm fielding not necessarily a weakened side, but a weaker side. We've got PSG on Tuesday night in the Champions League. That is a far bigger game for us. We've won the FA Cup. We won it last year. We're yet to win the Champions League. We're yet to win the Premier League. I want one of those trophies in the cabinet come the end of the season. So the FA Cup, look, if Arsenal get through, I'm not going to be too fussed. If the winning streak ends here, I'm not going to be too fussed. So lots of change to the lineup into the game right now in the injury report. Daniel, of course, still out with a broken foot, and Black is also out as well. I picked up an injury in training and twisted his ankle. So this is the team for the game then, 4-2-4 of our normal instructions. We've got Fernandes in goal, Buffer of Nana, Vacek, Ferencek and Ranieri, with Marcel and McKennie RCMs, Louise and O'Connell on the wings, and on the, up top together, Kabaki and Beitanin. On the bench, Pekovic, Allsop, Beblek, Hoffman, O'Reilly, Webster and Benker as well. First game, it's Arsenal. Let's still get the win regardless and get through to the next round. Come on, you Lions. Obviously, the one thing we need to avoid really is the replay. We don't have enough time in the calendar to get another game added to the mix, so we need to get the job done today at the Den if we are to make it through. As Beitanin finds Louise, who goes for goal and fires it wide of the post. No reason we couldn't win this game despite a weakened lineup though. Did it against City, and there's no reason it couldn't be Arsenal right now sat in 11th place in the table as well. But as half is going to its close, still 0-0. There's only be 2 shots on target for both teams, 1 apiece. But there is a chance here with Louise on the ball going down the left-hand side, and it will now step infield, play it through to Kabaki, and Dale is through, crosses to Beitanin. What a brilliant last-ditch tackle that was. The chance is still alive though. Kabaki crosses to Keith, and the last episode, these two boys are brilliant. Keith in the Carabao Cup semi-final, second leg against Liverpool, and Dale in the FA Cup 4th round against City, and they've combined for our first goal 4 minutes before half-time. Dale received the ball. What a brilliant last-ditch tackle that was by Molyneux there, as Beitanin surely would have tucked it home, but Dale kept the chance alive, crosses to Keith, and at the back stick, O'Connell fires it home to continue what has been another brilliant season. 1-0 Millwall, perfect time to strike. Highlight directly after the restart as well, as Ferencek rattles the crossbar as his header goes wide of the post. Still 1-0, as we should have doubled our lead there. I've said this before, Ferencek is like an elite centre-back in the game right now. He's got such a great stat of heading as well. He should really score more goals, especially from set pieces when he's got a free header from about 8 yards out. Should have scored there, didn't, and hopefully won't rue this missed chance. But we have played well in this game, and now Keith is on the move again. O'Connell out wide towards Nana down left-hand side with space to cross, and in it goes to the far post. Beitanin lost out in the air. They'll drop to McKennie. He finds O'Connell. Oh, Keith O'Connell. I love this guy, man. Clinton Webster this season has not played well, and Keith is really stepping into his own right now. He has been fantastic. Last year, of course, averaged a goal every 2 games or around that, and this season he's done exactly the same. He's not a one-season wonder, Keith. He's a natural finisher. 2-0 to the Lions, 10 minutes after the restart, and Keith is on fire once again. I really do love this guy, man. And I've said it so many times and I'll say it again. I would have never predicted this when we signed him from Fulham. He literally came in to be a squad player, to be backup for Clinton Webster on the right-hand side, to fill some homegrown quota rulings for us. But instead, he's turned into one of our most important players. As O'Reilly finds Louise, back towards Marcel Ox. That's a great ball by the kid. Nana's cross. O'Connell for the hat-trick. Brilliant cross by Nana. It was a wonderful little through ball by Marcel Ox as well. Well, I've sung the praises of so many times this season. He sets up Nana for the hockey assist. Great cross by our left back at the academy. And Keith O'Connell is walking off with the match ball. I love this guy, man. He is brilliant. Ox with a free ball to find Nana. Lovely ball by Nana to the far post. And O'Connell turns it home. 3-0. Keith is on fire. Right now, we just can't be stopped. The win streak is set to be extended once more, even with a weakened lineup out there against the Gunners. I just love this, but I do wonder how we're going to get on against PSG because, you know, just like last season, domestically, we've played really, really well. But in Europe, we struggled. We just about got through in the group stages. Arsenal should have scored there to reduce the deficit, but it was a great save by Fernandes after Wilker struck. But again, it's Europe that's the problem for us. We can do it in the league and in the cups at the moment as well, but in Europe, we really struggle. And that is going to do it then. 3-0 the final score. Keith O'Connell with the hat-trick in this game. What a win for the Lions, and the win streak extended once again. Right now we just can't lose. But again, as I said a moment ago there, the concern for me is that we just can't seem to do this sort of thing in Europe. You know, domestically, just like last season, we've been brilliant. But in Europe, we really, really struggle. So with PSG on Tuesday night, it's a luxury to know that all of our first team are going to be fit for that game, bar any training injuries in these two games here. But I don't know where we can do this in Europe. Right now, domestically, our win streak extended. It's now 22 games in all competitions domestically in a row where we've got the win. But the European games are totally different, of course. So Paris Saint-Germain now on Tuesday night, and I'm excited for the game. Before that, FA Cup 6th round draw, and let's see who we'll face in the quarterfinals. And so here we go, just about to find out our opponents for the quarterfinals then, and find out who we'll face in the last eight. Of course, despite beating City and Arsenal, we still got Chelsea and Manchester United left in the mix, but definitely a winnable competition this one. You know, won it last year, and based on our last two results against those big teams, no reason we couldn't take out any of these teams here. But let's find out who we're taking on in the quarterfinal stages. Newcastle vs Middlesbrough, a good tie there to start off with. Then Sunderland United versus Crystal Palace, Huddersfield versus Norwich, the last one. It's going to be Chelsea away at the Bridge, as our quarterfinal tie is drawn there. And if we're going to win this, we're going to have to win it the hard way. First City, then Arsenal, and now Chelsea, this time away from home, the final tie drawn. So, yeah, very tough tie, that one. Very tough indeed. And right now, they're sitting in third place in the Premier League. They've had a really good season as well domestically. So, it's going to be another tough tie for us in the FA Cup then. We're not getting the luck in the draws right now, but based on our form, bring them on. Bring on Chelsea. And of course, they're our opponents, as you can see, in the Carabao Cup final in the episode that will be coming out tomorrow afternoon. So we've got two big games against Chelsea in the domestic cups then. But before we play those games, we've now got the Champions League round of 16 first leg here at the Den as we take on Paris Saint-Germain for the first time in the series in a competitive fixture. Very much looking forward to it. And we know we're the underdogs heading into this tie. Definitely no question about that. They've got an absolutely fantastic side, but I think it'll be quite a balanced one. I think it's going to be a really, really even tie, and it could certainly go either way. Of course, we know one of their players, Maiga, that played for City in this series, is an absolutely world-class striker. That's the one player we'll certainly keep our eye on. He scored enough goals for us in the stint he had with City, so I'm pretty confident he'll score at some point over these two legs as well. He's their talisman, no doubt about that. But they've still got a really good team with lots of amazing players. Christian, left winger, we've seen this guy before as well, I believe, haven't we? I'm pretty sure we have, but he looks really, really good as well. And yeah, I would say their team is better than ours. But I think it's going to be quite an even tie, especially based on the form we've been in. Domestically, we've been lights out. But the real question is, can we finally get it sorted in Europe? We haven't done that so far in the Champions League in a series. Let's see if we can do it here finally. Third time asking in the Champions League. So this is our team for the game then. We're going to the 4-2-3-1 is our European system. I was very tempted to stick with the 4-2-4 based on our run in Europe, but this, based on our run domestically, but this is our system we play in Europe, so I don't want to change it, and we'll see how we get on with the 4-2-3-1 tonight. And this will be our lineup. We've got Pegovic in goal, about for retirement, Allsop, Ferencek and Pereira with Paolo and McKennie, the CMs. Weston has to start tonight in the ball in midfield role. It's so crucial in big games for us. He'll start alongside Paolo. And our attacking midfield trio is Pingu on the left, O'Connell in blistering form on the right, and Ricardo, our advanced playmaker, supporting Julian Benker leading the line. On the bench, Fernandes, Vacek, Ox, Dobby, Louise, Webster, and Dale Kabaki as well. So second and final game, it's PSG. Can we finally get it sorted in Europe, or will our winning run end here? Let's find out. Come on, you Lions. Most important factor in this game for us is that we don't concede an away goal. We need to make sure we're tight defensively, so heading back to Paris, one goal could count double with the away goal ruling. And so far, we're performing perfectly. We're yet to concede a shot on our goal. It's still 0-0. There's the first shot coming in. It was off target. And as things stand, it might be an uneventful first half of football, but I would definitely take this result. It might hold the winning run, but a 0-0 scoreline is exactly what I'll be satisfied with, because I fancy our chances of scoring in the second leg. So at the half, I'm going to say to the boys, it's time for everyone to dig in and give everything you've got left tonight. We deserve to win this match, so let's go and do it. We've delighted and motivated a few players out there, but I will individually criticise the teams I often do at half-time after a group chat. And let's get into the second half. Still 0-0, and again, winning run might come to an end, but I'll take it. And here is the first highlight of the game, a minute and a half into the second half with Carl Alsop on the ball. And playing it through to Ricardo Beitanin and out wide towards Pingu down this left-hand side, and a Brazilian crosses. Benker is there. Oh, and Julian Benker flicks it home and makes it 1-0. Left out of the game on the weekend against Arsenal. Needed him fresh and fit for this one. It's the massive game here at the Den, and he's turned up. You might be the top scorer in the Premier League with a big goal here in Europe as he gets number 40 in all competitions and puts us in front. 1-0 to the Lions, and we take the only chance of the game. Get in, Julian. Got to make sure we hold on to this clean sheet here. We got a goal, absolutely delighted, but got to make sure we stay tight defensively. Ricardo finds Keith, and Keith into Paolo, who goes for goal and hits the post, smacks the woodwork there as Paris Saint-Germain get it clear. Still 1-0, 15 minutes to go. Can we hold on? 14 minutes to go. Corner for Paris Saint-Germain into the middle. Paolo heads it away, but straight to Felipe with space to shoot. Finds Maiga instead and rifles one in. And there is the away goal we were fearful of. As Maiga, I said pre-game, he would score at some point over these two legs. He's an elite striker, and he's just proved it by smashing one into the back of the net and putting Paris Saint-Germain back on level terms. Nice clearance by Paolo from the corner, but Felipe spots Maiga, gives it to him, and what a volley that one is. So much shot power. I'm surprised Petkovic didn't break his hand. 1-1, 10 minutes to go. PSG back on level terms. Well, we're into stoppage time, 6 minutes allocated, but I think that is probably going to do it. And you'd imagine that PSG will be heading back to France delighted with this scoreline. They've got themselves the away goal they wanted, and that means that heading into the second leg, we will have to score to make it through. We got the goal tonight, but that's not what I wanted. I wanted a clean sheet. That's gone. The winning run has gone as well. A 1-1 draw, and our struggles in Europe continue. We just can't do it in Europe. We just can't do it in the Champions League. 1-1 the final score. It's not a bad result. We're still in it heading back to the second leg, but I'll still say to the boys I'm far from pleased because that'll fire everyone up. Second leg to come in 2 episodes' time. There's still a chance we can make it through, obviously, as we get a nice little achievement there. Well, I've got some lipstick stains on me there. But, yeah, 1-1 the final score. And, yeah, it's the same old problem for us. Domestically, we're fantastic. But in Europe, we just can't get it sorted. But that will end today's episode of the Football Manager series, guys. So big thank you for watching. I really hope you have enjoyed it. And if you did enjoy today's episode, then please drop a like, as likes are, of course, very much appreciated. And I really help the channel out as well. Most love to you all. Have a fantastic day. And I'll see you for the next episode, which, of course, the Carabao Cup final, where we'll take on Chelsea at Wembley, looking to win our first piece of silverware this season, the first trophy we ever won in a repeat of that final 3 years ago. Thanks for watching, guys. Have an awesome night, and I'll see you for the next episode very soon. Bye.